Alright guys, welcome to the show, and in this video I want to talk about this AI Instagram model that has been taking the internet by storm. She's apparently earning, or I should say her creators, apparently earning over $10,000 some months from her sponsored posts on Instagram. I'm thinking of turning this channel into a sort of a reaction channel where I like read articles and give my thoughts with no script. So we're just gonna go through this article in Fortune on this AI influencer, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. So here we go. A Spanish agency became so sick of models and influencers that they created their own, and she's raking in up to $11,000 per month. That's funny. I mean, the influencer life is hard, guys. You've got all these influencers sitting there, you know, earning like a couple of $1,000s just getting started, and here's an AI earning like $11,000 per month. I mean, it does sort of like, it's a little bitter for people who are actually playing the influencer game. Anyway, we'll find out why in just a moment, but first of all, let's find out more about this model. Aitana is a 25-year-old woman from Barcelona, and she is described by her creators as the first Spanish AI model. But the influencer agency Clueless was only inspired to design her because they found real-life models and influencers too unreliable and difficult to work with. That's almost poetic, isn't it? It's kind of like, you know, like computers stealing jobs from people because people have too big egos. Let's read the next bit. Here's a quote. So we did it so that we could make a better living and not be dependent on other people who have egos, who have manias, or who just want to make a lot of money by posing. I love that. People who want to make a lot of money by posing. I think that's what people think that the influencer life is. But actually it's so much more than that. You know, you have to have style sense, business sense. I mean, I guess you can have an agency behind you once you get really big, but really when you start out, you have to do all of this stuff yourself. You know, you have to have a good sense of, you know, style, personality, business, and you have to be able to pose and look good if it's, you know, a visual thing like Instagram. I can totally imagine how some of these models, as they start to get a bit bigger, have a few 100,000 followers, you do deal with egos and stuff. So, you know, they have a point. It took us a few months of experimenting and trying out different looks until we finally hit the jackpot with Aitana you see today. Why did they go with pink hair? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, people make jokes about that, like pink haired, whatever, but I guess she's a liberal, right? I shouldn't make that joke, I'll get canceled. I'm guessing her audience is mostly male. She's got 122,000 followers on Instagram. But you know, I guess people like her. I guess guys are into this kind of woman. Let's move on and talk about how much money she is making, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. It has proven a highly lucrative venture for the company, with Cruz telling Euronews that Aitana brings in an average of 3,000 euros, $3,300 a month, but on one occasion, she took in 10,000 euros, or $10,900. Nunez told Fortune that most of this money comes from social media ads. And that's what the influencer life is kind of like, guys. You know, you do have some months where you're like down at, especially in the summer, like July, August, everyone's on vacation, they're not even looking at social media, CPMs go down a lot, so you're like, you know, maybe you're at 3,000, and then December you're up to $10,000, $11,000. For example, with her, you know, that's what it can be like. So for a person who's quit their job to do social media, it can be very difficult to pay the bills in those low months. But I guess, you know, this is not even a real person, so they don't have to worry about her rent and her bills or whatever, but I guess they still have a team behind her, so it's actually kind of the same thing. Anyway, it still matters, right? The amount of money being made. What do I think about this? Well, is this gonna take away the jobs of real influencers? I mean, I don't know, guys, I don't know. I think it certainly is a little scary that, you know, certain young men with weak minds who like to follow girls on Instagram could actually be following girls who aren't even real. And even, you know, the ones who are a little bit, you know, further down this road of, what do they call it, simping or whatever, are actually sending messages and paying money, you know, for conversations with these women who aren't even real. My feeling of that is, you know, if you fall for that, that's kind of your own problem. Like, in my mind, you shouldn't even be following, you know, models on Instagram, right? Like, go and meet real women. Go on a date, have a meaningful relationship, all right? Don't follow these AI girls on Instagram, okay? Because in my view, even if you're following real ones, I mean, you might follow a few, right? You might subscribe to a few, you know, style you like or whatever. That's fine, but don't closely follow them. Don't be a simp. It leads down a slippery slope, doesn't it? Will these AI influencers take over completely from real people? I also think that they won't. And here's my argument. You know, I think they're gonna get more and more prevalent in the future, but just look at anything. People are willing to pay more money for a genuine human experience, right? I mean, just look at like grocery stores. I used to work at Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's, it's very human. You go to Trader Joe's, there's no self-checkout, for example. Everything is done by a human. They only carry around 3,000 or so products, where the average Walmart carries like 40,000 different products. So there's less selection, but people go there precisely because it is a much more human experience. The people at the checkout will like talk to you and make conversation with you. That's kind of a trademark of Trader Joe's. They're actually trained to make conversation with people. One type of shift that you can have is you just walk around the store for an hour talking to people. That is an actual shift at Trader Joe's. I did several times when I used to work there. So my point with that is there is still gonna be a market for a genuine human experience. And if you have, maybe some agencies have all computer-generated influencers, and some have real influencers, and people will be willing to pay more, and companies probably will be willing to pay more to buy ads on those genuine, real influencers' Instagrams. And real influencers will be able to take steps to prove that they are real, like having super authentic conversations with fans that a computerized influencer never would be able to. Obviously, they're gonna get more realistic as time goes on, but in my opinion, they are never going to match a human. And I think on the surface, they will get to be almost exactly the same as a real human in terms of photos and even eventually videos and AI voices. But I think it's always gonna be missing something. And that thing is a human soul, right? That's what it's gonna be missing. And my advice for young guys watching this is don't even follow real ones, right? Get off the internet. Go and make friends, go to parties and meet real women and have real conversations with them. And then you won't need to follow any of these influencers. And if you require a really like good-looking woman, make a bit of effort, right? Go to the gym, beef up yourself so that you can attract the kind of woman you're looking for. Go and have a makeover, read men's style magazines, get a sense of style so you can attract a stylish woman or a fit woman or slim, whatever you're looking for, right? Don't, just get off the internet. Don't give these AI influencers your time or even real influencers. And I can guarantee, it solves the problem for you fundamentally. As for, what effect it's gonna have on people actually doing the profession, I say it's just gonna make it more competitive. And you might be able to use AI tools to actually complement yourself as a real influencer. Like maybe the photos are of you, but if people want voice messages from you or something like that, you can actually use an AI to do that. But guys, not healthy for the people buying these messages at all. So don't be a simp, stay off the internet, meet real women. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, guys, please subscribe to this channel if you're new. Like I said, I think I'm gonna turn it into a reaction channel, just talking off the cuff about various news articles and videos and stuff like that. If you like the idea of that, do subscribe, and I'll try and hit you with another video next week. Bye-bye.